Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video. A brand new video that genuinely feels like some kind of weird mad fever dream, you know what I mean? We are here together on this channel to talk about our team in a major European final. Even saying it out loud sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure that is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen, as we take another step on the journey which has been Europe. This time it's to the final versus Frankfurt. I'm sorry to be blunt, but if that doesn't get the plums plumping, I don't know what else to tell you people, because what we have done to reach this stage is simply incredible, especially in the modern day football with the finances. It's pretty much in every other league bar the Scottish football, with the idiots we've got in charge dragging our game into the gutter. The fact that we battled against all odds to get here again is an achievement in and itself, but we're not going to go down that road just yet. We're not going to talk about our side of things just yet. Nah. Instead, for the final time this season in terms of European previews, it is time to do a wee cheeky oppositional preview and have a look at tomorrow night's dance partner, which is, of course, Frankfurt. And I know I say this a lot when looking at the opposition, but it genuinely is an interesting one looking at this Frankfurt side, because they're almost like two completely different animals within the same team. Because on one hand, you have a team that's sitting 11th in the Bundesliga, having not won in 9 league matches. 9. People, you have to go all the way back to March the 13th for the last time that this mob won a game in their domestic league. That there is mental, and I'm seeing a lot of lazy clickbait for pundits and everyone speaking on this and clickbaiting it here and all there, and because of that lazy can't be bothered, we'll just throw the wee first thing that comes up on Google out there. It's got everyone thinking that this mob that we play, the Mora, is there for the taking and absolutely brutal, because you hear no 1 in 2 months and 11th in the Bundesliga. You take that and you turn it into Anakin for the Phantom Menace and shout yippee. But that's a domestic Frankfurt side. Let's look at the other animal within this team then, shall we, and look at the European Frankfurt side, because during that horrific run in the league and no winning for 2 months, during the exact same run at the same time, they have went away to Real Betis and bet them, knocking them out. They have went, in fact, they drew with Barcelona in the first leg at home before going away to the new camp and scoring 3 away goals versus Barcelona to not only beat them on the day, but slap their arses right out the competition. And then they followed that up with a win home and an away versus West Ham. People, this is a team that knows how to get it done in the European stage, because not only have they done all those impressive things I've just said, they've also went through the entire Europa League undefeated, topping their group with 3 wins and 3 draws before again getting into the knockout stage and not losing a single game. That's 12 European games they haven't been beaten, and that's quite a sharp contrast from what's been reported lazily out there from the 11th best team in Germany. There's 2 sides of this team right here, and in Europe they've been absolutely fantastic. So that's the kind of story of the 2 sides of Frankfurt. Let's get a wee bit deeper in to this oppositional preview and have a look at the actual team. What did they bring to the table? How did they set up? Who's the danger men? Where are they dangerous? Let's go ahead and find out then, shall you? Because their actual shape and how they set up in terms of their formation is very, very similar to both Leipzig and, of course, Red Star. But let's go with Red Bull then, shall we, right? Because, again, we just played German competition. They obviously play each other a lot. And there is a lot of similarities with the 3-4-2-1 that Frankfurt set up with, which, as you can imagine, is based on getting the ball out wide. Their wingers are very, very dangerous. Wingers, fullbacks, whatever you want to call them. It's a flat back 3 when they're attacking. They get people forward, and this is a team, again, that is built to go that way. But what separates them from the previous opponents, especially the likes of Leipzig and obviously Dortmund, is the way they go about their business actually when they're attacking, because they're not a possession-based team. They're not going to try and build the perfect goal or anything like that. No, it's 1 or 2 quick passes. It's trying to create that gap and then it's having a pop, because this is a team that certainly isn't shot shy. Didn't you believe me, coming into this game versus Rangers in the Europa League so far, this team that we face tomorrow averaged 12.5 shots a game, and the large majority of them have been from outside the box. People, our midfield is going to have to run all frickin' day tomorrow, because if you give them just a yard of space, they will happily rip one, and that is playing to their strengths. That's their strengths. Long range effort is one of the best things this team brings to the table, along with set pieces. I know, people, the dreaded word we didn't want to be hearing coming into this game, but we have been slightly better at defending set pieces over the last couple of weeks, and we'll really need that momentum coming in to Frankfurt, because they're a team that is, again, punishing, not only from corners and everything where we know we've got our issues, but even free kicks, trying wee short ones to create that gap, kind of what used to do with like Alberts and all that. Remember the wee pass and then the pop? That is what they do. Kostic with that left foot, we tap to him and he'll rip it for anywhere. Major threat, and that'll be one of the most important things in this game. And for me, the team that wins the battle of the set pieces over the 90 minutes or however long, I'm hoping it doesn't go extra time, and I don't know if my heart can take that, but the team that wins the set piece battle, for me, is winning this game. And speaking of battle, the last thing that I want to talk about from the Frankfurt perspective is we know what Tavernier brings to us down that right hand side, the goal scoring threat and everything like that. Well, on the left hand side, a name I've just mentioned about 30 seconds ago, Kostic, who if you play FIFA and that you'll know a lot about him and everything like that, but that is a guy that loves to rip long shots, and he's such a driving force for them down that left hand side, whether it's left wing back, left mid, wherever they line him up down that left hand side with the three at the back formation. That is where they go in. That also is a pro and a con when it comes to Frankfurt, because he's so influential and they try and give it to him so much. They heavily play down the left hand side and they almost force feed it in some occasions just to get it down that left hand side, because he is so dangerous. And I think that's one of the ways why they're so good in Europe compared to how they've been in the league, because teams in the league know how they set up, know how they play, and they crowd that side out, doubling up, almost like what the teams in the domestic league does to Ryan Kent. You know how it's 2 in every time, blah blah blah. That's kind of what happens in the Bundesliga, and it's not quite translated into Europe so far, and people's not paid them enough respect, especially Barcelona, which still baffles me going back and watching that. But they paid for that lack of respect with the freedom they gave down the left hand side, and I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure Giovanni will take that away for them and try and crowd that middle of the park, whether it's another body coming up there. But that battle right there, when you're looking at 1v1, you have Kostic versus Tav, and that right there is a heavyweight fight. So as we've mostly discussed strengths right now, even the fact that they kind of force feed it down the left hand side because he is such a very good player, and he's not the only one on the left hand side who's a good player, by the way. They've got a lot of threat down that wing, getting it into the box and covering in and having a pop for there, etc, etc. But I do want to talk about another weakness when it comes to it, because I'm only talking about strengths and I'm only talking about, I know you'll be absolutely bricking yourself as it is. They do have one glaring weakness that is obvious to anyone who watches them for a second, and it is how far they push forward. It is their backline and how high that backline is. Honestly, this team right here, for as good as they are going forward, very similar to Dortmund. They didn't half give you chances the other way. And I definitely see that being one of the things we attack in this game, and something that Giovanni will identify, because if you look at every single game that they play in, they just gift goals. I mean, in the 12 Europa League matches Frankfurt has played, they have only kept 2 clean sheets out of the 12. The first one being on opening day versus Antwerp, where they won away 1-0. And then the last one was ironically in their last game versus 10 men West Ham at home to reach the final to dance with Rangers. But if you've watched any of that game and you've seen the chances, the bars, the clearances off the line that 10 men West Ham gave them, it gives you some encouragement, because you know how good they are going forward. Again, there will be plenty of chances on the other way, and I'm hoping Rangers, when the chances present themselves, go ahead and take them. And I think with that being said, that's us reached the end of the old oppositional preview. Again, they are missing the big centre-back, their captain, for the rest of the season, but again, they've got decent players coming in there. It's not a massive drop-off. They're not playing a guy that's not played or anything. There is some money in this Frankfurt side, so I'm not going to sit here and bore you with this player's out or this player's out, because we could be here all day. They are a very, very good attacking side. They have got very, very dangerous players on the attack, and again from range is one of their deadliest attributes, and they are here on merit. It's no fluke or it's no lucky. They're the 11th best team in Germany, but that's lazy clickbait pish, people. Look in at this team and you can see why they're here. They're a major threat. I hope we can nullify, but aye, that's us done and dusted with the oppositional preview. Let's get to the Rangers side then, shall we? Because like I just said there in Frankfurt, we're not here on a fluke either. Despite people trying to talk us down, we are here on merit. Losing the opening 2 games to battle where we've came is simply incredible. And again, the way modern day football is, we aren't supposed to be here, but we are here, people, and it's again doing that hard work and togetherness. But it's not just gritting games out or in fact, if you look at pretty much every stat in the Europa League, who's sitting top 8, goals scored and all that stuff? It's us, people. We are here after a fantastic European campaign, but it's almost fitting that we play Frankfurt, because who's second in most of all these stats that you can look at? It's Frankfurt, so we really do fit and match up very well. For me, it's the best two teams performance-wise, in Europa League that's made the final. And where we talked about earlier, I probably scared a lot, he's talking about how good they are from set pieces, whether it's clever free kicks, short corners, or even a fake short corner where they pretend to do it, so they drag somebody out and then they whip in a ball. Very, very dangerous set piece that. Where they are dangerous, it needs to be said, so are we from set pieces, ladies and gentlemen, because if you look at it, only 3 teams in the entire Europa League knockout stage has a better goal to set piece ratio than us. In terms of our threat, we're right up in there. We need to start giving ourselves a bit of respect and belief. And where I think it's very interesting, because we talk about how dangerous they are and how poor we've been for defending set pieces, the stats suggest that we are also dangerous, and only 2 teams in the entire knockout stage has conceded more set pieces than our team, Frankfurt. So it all kind of matches up perfectly, and it's going to be again the battle of the set pieces. Why I mentioned it during the Frankfurt bit, and I'm mentioning it right here in case you skip to the Rangers side. That will define the game. They're good at going forward, bad at defending them. We're good at going forward, bad at defending them. Honestly, you drive yourself crazy with how stressful and how nervous you actually are the more you pay attention to any of this. But I'm going to try and ease some worries here and talk about the team, because there's been no fresh injury concerns, from the Rangers side coming into this game. Listen, we saw last game we heavily rotated or anything like that, but any of the senior players that played at the weekend are fine and able to go. So that's Scotty Arfield, Stephen Davis and Aaron frickin' Ramsey. All 3 are there to be played if required. The next big one, which I imagine a lot of people will want to talk about, unless something mad happens in the next 24 hours or over the next couple of hours, I've got some good news regarding our man, Mr. Ryan Jack, as well. He should be able to go in the game, which is going to be drastic in that middle of the park, closing the space, not allowing these long shots. Jacko and Lundstrom, for me, are going to be so vital to the spine of this Rangers team. And again, I'm keeping everything fingers crossed there isn't any late development or late bad news, or in fact, Jacko should be able to go for this final after recovering from the knock that he received versus Leipzig. And by the way, he got fouled and injured in that. If you remember, the referee then warned Ryan Jack and gave a foul against Jacko. He got injured and fouled. But anyway, moving that to one side, Jacko should be alright for tomorrow. The last one, which I imagine everyone will be clicking on, give me some updates, give me some updates, give me some good news. Unfortunately, I can't give you anything new or breaking about kemar Roofe. He's in the same spot. He's trying very hard, but it's a tough injury. Gio's literally given nothing away whether or not he will or won't play as I'm currently recording today's video. Now, if there is any late updates or press conferences or anything like that, scroll down after you're watching or during you're watching this video and I will pin an update on kemar Roofe, whether or not we find out whether he is available or not. But for me, it sounds as if he's there if he's needed. And that brings the question I want to ask you watching today's video. Even if he isn't at 100%, do you put kemar Roofe on the park to start this European final, or do you keep him if you need him for the last 30 minutes? If you start him when he's no fit, it's very reminiscent of Atletico Madrid a couple of years ago with Diego Costa, and Costa blew up after 28 minutes in that Champions League final, had to come off. We could see a repeat of that. Or again, do you start with Big Joe as the target man, who's been brilliant at bringing the ball and bringing others into play, and you surround him with pace and really go after that? Because I'm thinking of this game, having watched a lot of Frankfurt, the ball's going to be going to Joe Ariba a lot, and then our 2 wingers, whoever they are, Kent and whoever, is going to be on their bike non-stop, and that should on paper bring you loads of opportunities. So I wanted to know where you sat with that one. Do you go with Joe, or do you start kemar? I think the fact that I can even say that with a straight face, having missed obviously no got Morelos and our other striker being kind of unavailable and potentially starting a European final, a footer striker, the fact that I'm still pretty content and I can see how Gio can attack them is a credit to how tactically spot on Giovanni's been, especially in European football. And he's got it right so far, and he's had to obviously deal with some difficult chips in terms of injuries and that, but he's got us to a European final. I know the English media's clickbaiting it, Steven Gerrard's side and everything. I know he built and brought a lot of the players in, but it was Gio's tactics that got us to the dance, and I just hope Gio can bring us one more good result, one more good performance, because that is all it needs. There's no a tomorrow, there's no a second leg, it's one and done. Can you give us it one more time, players and manager? That is what we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. But I can't keep speaking about this, man. I'm starting to get nervous again. I've barely slept. I feel sick. And now that I've filmed this, I feel even worse, people. But that is us done and dusted. I've tried to paint a more of the picture surrounding this Europa League final. That is Frankfurt discussed with the oppositional preview. That is the Rangers update / Rangers conversation. It is going to be a counter-attack game for us. It will be attacking based on pace. I think Ryan Kent will be the key man for us in this match, and that's how we'll go about our business. But aye, that's us all done and dusted for the last time that has been a European preview. What are you thinking going in to the final? Are you in Seville? Are you anywhere? Are you celebrating? Are you loving life? Are you excited? Or are you like me, you can't sleep? Make sure to be letting me know down in the comment section below. But until next time, which will be after a major European final, about 3-4 in the morning. I don't know when it'll be up, people, but I will see you after the final. Hopefully you enjoy it. I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. All the best, and bye-bye.